Hello, and welcome to day 11 of 100 Days of Tonalism. I'm M. Francis McCarthy, your resident painter, and the study I've done today that we're going to discuss is by the artist Charles Harold Davis, and the title is Clearing After a Storm. I don't know a lot about Charles Harold Davis, except a little bit that I've discovered just now on this Pinterest page that somebody's put together, and it's quite a really excellent page. I'm going to put a link to this in my blog post. I think I did a couple studies by Charles Harold Davis. I really like his work, and a lot of the paintings on this Pinterest page I've never seen before, and I'm really digging his stuff a lot. I quite enjoyed doing the study of Clearing After a Storm. Although it's not really like actually one of the reasons I went after it is it's not really like the kind of thing I normally do. It's a blue sky with fluffy white clouds, which I generally do not do. There's no real trees or big objects in the middle ground like I like to do. There's a little barn in the middle, and in my study that's not even a barn. I believe I turned that into a clump of trees. The original piece, Clearing After a Storm, was done in 1897. It's oil on canvas, and the size is 30 by 44 inches. The size of my study is much smaller at 5 by 7 inches, and that is the size I've done pretty much all the studies in this series, except for the square ones, which are 5 by 5 inches. This Pinterest page has got a nice little blurb about Charles Harold Davis. He was born in 1856 and he died in 1933. He was born in Amesbury, Massachusetts. Charles Harold Davis enjoyed a successful career as a landscapist who merged the traditions of Barbizon painting, which he absorbed in France during his training at the Académie Julian, and Impressionism. In 1890, he returned from France and settled in Mystic, Connecticut, where he became a leading figure in the art colony that developed there, and founded the Mystic Art Association in 1913. His work is particularly notable for its magnificent skies, and I completely agree with that. And I can only hope that the same is said of my work after I'm no longer here. He's very Barbizon in his approach, much more so than the straight-ahead tonalist. In fact, there definitely is a real impressionist streak that runs through this stuff as well. And a lot of it, you can see one of the things that distinguishes Impressionism is that things look a lot more clear and realistic. They look more like naturalistic, I guess you would say, whereas tonalism tends to be more poetic and more evocative, and often done in the studio, whereas Impressionism would be painted outdoors and maybe touched up a bit in the studio later. In fact, many painters before there was ever such a thing as a movement called Impressionism were painting in what's called now the Impressionist style, but it really just is a way of sort of reacting quickly to what's happening in nature. And so artists before the movement of Impressionism, their Impressionist works would often be small studies that they would do outdoors and plein air. And later on they would take these studies into the studio, maybe with some pencil drawings and things. All of this, of course, before the age of color photography, and they would compose their larger works, which can't help but have a certain amount of I want to say stiffness, but that may or may not be the case. It's more that everything has a more studied quality, given that it's done indoors and not in front of nature itself. I've painted in plein air, maybe 10 times or so. I really don't care for it. The weather here is so changeable and the light's so changeable that it doesn't really strike me as really a great use of time, but I can say that I found it very helpful at the period of time when I was doing it, which was around 2011. Anyway, it looks like we're getting close to the end of our video here. I want to thank you for tuning in to day 11, and you guys stay out of trouble. Take it easy, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.